everyone, so today's class is solely focused on a yoga inspired movement session. So I have got a pillow here, bring a pillow, and if you need any props with you, please bring them. This is going to be fiery, this is going to be intense, but remember you can take any direction you would like with this class. So I hope you enjoy it, and let's get started for your yoga inspired strength conditioning, mobility and mindfulness in today's class. Okay, perfect. So first we're going to start with a few minutes of alternate nostril breathing, but we're going to start on just the left side. Okay, so ground yourself into this space, take your hands on your knees, you're going to take your shoulders up to your ears and then exhale and relax them down. Relax your muscles and your head, neck and shoulders. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, shoulders to ears, and sigh it out. So big sigh on the last one. Okay, so inhale, lift, and beautiful. Okay, close down those eyes if you feel comfortable. Take that right hand, fingertips pointing up to the sky, your left thumb over your right thumb over your right nostril. Let's get this right. Take a deep breath in through the left nostril. Inhale and exhale through the left. So focusing on the parasympathetic nervous system, regulating the breath in through the left side of your body and exhaling through the left side of your body. So we're going to do this for 60 seconds as we inhale through the left, exhale through the left. Imagine the roots of the base of the spine is grounding into Mother Earth, and as you inhale, rising up to the light, to the top of your head, up to the heavens. As you inhale, draw the heavens down into the top of your skull, and exhale to ground it into Mother Earth. So just envision your breath moving from the ground up to the crown, and from the crown all the way to the left side of your body into your spine and into Mother Earth. Good, just one more breath like this. And end as you exhale through the left nostril. And lower that right hand to the right knee. Keeping those eyes closed, you're going to take your left hand this time, all 4 fingers pointing up to the sky, and your left thumb is covering your left nostril. Inhale through the right, exhale through the right. This time we're focusing on the sympathetic nervous system. So this is where we're going to get into the fire energy, build up heat. Allow yourself to be conscious to what is around you. Breathing through the right side of your body as you inhale from the ground up to the crown of your head, and exhale from the crown all the way down to Mother Earth. Just 30 more seconds. Three more breaths like this. Make this your last breath. And ensure you exhale out completely through the right nostril. Lower down your left hand this time, and then come up to your right hand. So this time we're going to alternate between left and right. So taking your thumb over your right nostril, breathe in. Actually, first exhale all the air out through your left nostril. Breathe in through your left nostril. Cover the left nostril with your ring finger and exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. Cover the right nostril, exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Exhale through the right. Inhale through the right. And exhale through the left. So just 2 more rounds like this. Inhaling through the left. Exhaling through the right. Inhale. Exhale. Make this your last round. And ensure you finish on your left nostril. When you are done, just lower that hand onto the knee. Take your time, no need to rush. For everyone who is finished, just take 3 deep breaths, keeping those eyes closed, in through the nose. Exhale through the nose. 2 more like this. Beautiful. This time we're going to come over onto all fours. So if you've got a seated position or a pillow, move this to the side. And what we're going to do is come onto all fours and we're going to stretch out the wrists, because this is going to be a very much a wrist, arm, upper body, core session heavy. Okay, so fingertips are pointing forwards, and all I want you to do is scoot your hips forward so your shoulders are hovering over those fingertips. Now only go to a range that's comfortable for you, so we're going to shoot back and then just move forward. So you're going to feel a big sensation at the crease of your wrist. And we're just stretching out, spreading those fingertips. Let's do 1 more like this. Now this all movement should come from the core, so it shouldn't be coming from your back. I want you to engage your abdominals this whole time. Beautiful. This time we're going to move our fingertips outward. So if I move this side, you'll be able to see my fingertips are now facing the edge of the mat. And my wrists are pointing towards each other. In this position, we're just going to shift from left to right. Only go to the range of movement that feels comfortable for you. Make sure your wrists are still shoulder distance apart. So if they've narrowed slightly, bring them out ever so slightly, okay? Just so you can get that shoulder wrist stretch. Beautiful. We're going to take it another level. Flip those palms up towards the ceiling this time, and the fingertips are pointing towards each other. We're going to get a really nice stretch on the backs of those arms and the forearms. And again, only go to the range of movement that you are comfortable with, okay? Beautiful. 1 more like this. And keeping those palms open, we're now going to take those fingertips towards your knees. So this is where we're going to feel a little bit more of a stretch. And all I want you to do is scoot your bum back. Now you may not be able to go back that far, but try not to lift the back of the arms from the mat. So we're going to take off the pressure by scooting our hips forward, and then shift our hips backward, feeling a nice big stretch. So if you can try and keep those elbows nice and straight. So you're going to feel a big stretch on the front of those arms. Last one. Beautiful. This time flip the hands around, so now the palms are down but the fingertips are pointing towards the knees. Now shift your hips back, so you're going to be able to have a little bit more sensation at the front of the forearm. Beautiful. 2 more like this, keeping the abdominals engaged. Amazing, beautiful. Okay, so flipping those palms back around, let's go into some scapular retractions. And I'm just going to get you to push the ground away, arch that back, and then drop. So we're not going into cat-cow, I just want you to squeeze and round to the upper back, and then drop. So squeeze, round to the upper back. We're just getting some scapular retraction here. Beautiful, so we're just Spreading the wings of our scapular muscles. Last one. Beautiful. Okay, so this time I would like for you to raise that right arm up to the sky. Up, 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 nice and high. Reach, 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 reach. This time we're going to sweep our hand right through the gap of our arm and knee and just hover. So come into a hover. We're going to come back up, arm to the ceiling. Beautiful. Use your core here. Sweep through and hover. Excellent. Come all the way up. Last one this time. This time we're going to sweep it through and rest our shoulder and head on the mat. Now you can keep your fingertips TP'd up. You can take your arm forward or take your left hand to your sacrum. Whatever you prefer, 2 breaths here. Wherever your hand is, place it back in front of your arm. Push through the left hand. Raise up with that right side and then place it back onto the mat. We're going to do the same thing on the other side this time, okay? So left hand comes up to the sky and then sweep it right through and hover. Beautiful. 2 more like this. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, hover. Last one. Inhale, lift, exhale, hover. And then drop that shoulder and head down. Remember, you can extend that arm in front of you. You can keep it TP'd up, or you can take that right hand onto your sacrum. So whatever you prefer today. Listen to your body. 1 more big breath here. Just replace that hand back onto the mat and then push through that right hand. So you can come up to a nice big stretch with that left hand. Beautiful. Come back down again. So we're going to go through a series of movements and we're going to add on each and every time, okay? Remember, you can take child's pose at whichever stage we are in. So let's start with a cow position. Tailbone lift and then exhale, round into a cat position, chin to chest. Let's do that 3 more times. Pushing the ground away, opening up our collarbone and our chest. And then exhale, belly button to spine, round and open up like a rainbow. Inhale, lift. And exhale, round. We're going to introduce a child's pose movement. So as we inhale, lift. Exhale, round, and then sit back into a child's pose position. So your arms should not move this entire time. They should be in line with one another. As we come up, we're going to take a cow position, arch that back, into a cat position, sit back into those heels. Beautiful. 1 more time like this. Come back into a kneeling position, into that cow position, exhale, cat, and then sit back in those heels. Beautiful. This time we're going to add on, okay? So as we open up our chest, come into that cat position, back into child's pose, and then this time we're going to scoot ourselves forward. So we're going to come to a mini chaturanga. So we're just going to keep our knees down, bend at the elbows and take yourself all the way to the mat, nice and slowly. Spread those feet behind you, spread those toes. Keep those fingertips in line with your nipples, elbows retracted back, and mini cobra. Beautiful. Keeping that head down, keeping those eyes forward of 45 degrees. Lower down your body, push back onto your knees, and we're going to do the whole thing again. So inhale, cow, exhale, cat, back into child's pose, inhale, exhale, come back into that kneeling position, core nice and strong, slowly as you can, exhale, down to chaturanga, lower those legs, mini cobra, and then exhale, back to the beginning. So already we're working that upper body. So let's do that 1 more time. Inhale, cow. Exhale, cat. Inhale, child's pose. Exhale, come up. Full inhale. And then exhale, lower down with control, elbows tight. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Back up to the knees. Beautiful. We're gonna add on again, but this time we're gonna add a plank. So remember, if you wanna keep your knees down, please do stay there. If you're joining me, we're coming back into that cow position. Overarch cat. Back into child's pose, use the core. Come up to a plank position, or you can keep your knees down. And then lower into chaturanga. All the way down to the chest, all the way down to the belly. Mini cobra. Beautiful. Let's do that 2 more times. Come back up into that cow position. Use your breath. Do with what feels natural into child's pose. Come up to a plank position, nice and strong body, lower with control, over to the belly. Nice mini cobra, elbows are drawing back, chest is coming forward, and then back up in your own time. Last one, cow, cat, child's pose, plank, lower, and lift into mini cobra. Beautiful. So we're adding on here. For those of you who want to go onto your knees, do so. For those of you who want to go from here, we're going to curl our toes in and push up into a plank position. Then we drop our knees. So we've already added on, okay? So cow, cat, into child's pose, into plank. Remember, you can drop your knees at any time into chaturanga. For those of you who want to do mini cobra, do so. For those who want to do an up dog, that is your call. This time, plank up. Drop the knees, straight into cow, to cat, to child's pose. Come up to a plank, lower down, and it's your call. Do you want to go into an up dog? Do you want to go into a mini cobra? And then this time we're going to scoot ourselves back to a down dog. Hold here for 2 breaths. Cycle, pedal out those legs. This is our first down dog. Give those legs a little bit of break. If you want to go into child's pose, please take it. Listen to your body. So however you want your practice to go, set yourself into that downward dog for 3 breaths. So try and slow down the movement and pause. 2 more breaths here. Beautiful. Drop down to those knees. We're going to do 1 breath, 1 movement, just like we've been doing. So cow here, cat arch, sit back into child's pose. Take your knees forward. If you're coming with me, plank position, lower down into chaturanga, up dog or mini cobra, down dog, hold for 2 breaths. Drop down to those knees, repeat again. Open up the chest, round the back, keep your breath stable as you go into child's pose. You can drop your knees or come into a plank, lower down into chaturanga or up dog, mini cobra, whatever you prefer. Use your core, back into down dog, hold. Breathe. Anytime you feel erratic, anytime the breath becomes short, come back to the breath. We're going to do that 1 more time. Knees drop, open up the chest, round to the back. Sit back into the heels, use your core. Inhale, lift. So remember, you can drop your knees at any time. Chaturanga to mini cobra or upward dog. Back into downward dog and hold. Deep breath here, 2 breaths. Beautiful. Really kick that tailbone up. It doesn't even matter if your heels are on the floor. Really go onto your tippy toes. Bend the knees if you need to. Hips up nice and high. Center your left foot in the middle of the mat.
Raise your right leg up to the sky. Beautiful. Come in. You're going to take your right knee to your right elbow. Hold. Take it all the way back. Bring it in. Right knee to right elbow. Beautiful. Take it back one more time. Right knee to right elbow. Super inside. Drop that foot down and then drop that back leg. Beautiful. Keeping that hip crease. Lift up to a nice low lunge position. Let those arms join you and look straight forward. Hold it here. Breathe in, 2 more breaths. Beautiful. Taking those hands back again. Taking that foot all the way back to all fours. And we're going to repeat the same thing. So open up the chest, round into cat, take it back into child's pose, come up into plank or a kneeling position, lower into chaturanga, up dog or mini cobra, down dog, hold for 2 breaths. And breathe. Center your right foot into the mat, raise the left leg up to the sky. Take that left knee to the left elbow and touch. Extend up, all the way back. Try and get as close as you can to that left elbow. Beautiful, take it back. Last one. And hold, and then pop your foot down. Drop that right knee. Stay in this hip crease. Lift up those arms for low lunge. Really press down with the right toes and see if you can take the right pinky edge toes to the floor and the left toes down. So you're almost going from end to end. Really focusing on the toes, keeping you stable. And those arms are just levers, extending up to the sky. Beautiful, dropping those hands back down again. Curl that back toe. Take it all the way back to downward dog and hold. For those who want to stay in down dog, stay here. For those who want to come with me, drop your knees. Soft cow, cat, child's pose. Come back up. Plank, chaturanga, up dog, down dog, hold. So remember, if you're already warm, if you're already hot, you may not need that extra little bit. But for those who want to carry on, center your left foot back into the mat. Raise that right leg up all the way to the sky again. Take that right knee over to the left elbow this time. Extend it all the way out and back. Take that right knee over to the left elbow, cross it over, and then extend it up and back. Last one, right knee to left elbow. Beautiful, drop it down this time, and then come into a nice hip opener. So just make sure your back leg is straight back, and we're just gonna give a hip a little bit of a stretch before we continue. So, fingertips nice and high. For those of you who want to stay here, stay here. For those of you who want to drop down to the elbows, use your discernment, listen to your body. For those who want to take those hands down and then forehead down, come stay here with me for 3 breaths. Slowly prop yourself up. Beautiful, curl that back toe in and then extend that right leg back out again. We're not done with this right leg. We're going to swoop it back in to a low lunge, but we're not going to drop our back foot. So keep your back foot nice and tight. Your left toes are staying where they are. And then raise up those arms for a high lunge. So now that you've opened up this hip, it should be able to push your right pinky toes into the mat and really extend that back leg. If you can, try not to bend that back leg. Really extend and push that left hamstring up to the sky. One more breath here. Beautiful, drop those hands back down again. Take it up to downward dog. For those who want to join me, knees down, Small cow, over cat, sit back into child's pose, up into plank, mini chaturanga, up dog or cobra, back into downward dog, hold one breath. Center the right foot into the mat, raise the left leg up to the sky, and then take the left knee over to the right elbow, cross it over, beautiful, take it all the way back, 2 more like this. Exhale, left knee to right elbow, inhale, exhale, left knee to right elbow, drop it down, and open up. Beautiful. Stay on those fingertips. If you want to deepen this stretch in the right hip, stay here. If you want to deepen the outer glutes and the abductors, come down onto the elbows or onto the palms. Rest your head for 3 breaths. Last breath. Beautiful. When you're ready, come back onto those fingertips. Curl that back toe in. And then remember, we're going to plant our foot right back into that low lunge, extending that right leg back. And then come up to a high lunge position. So a nice big stretch for that right leg. Your left foot is pushing into the mat. Your torso is nice and strong, opening up. 1 more breath. Beautiful. Drop those hands down. Take that foot back into downward dog. For those who want to, you're going to come into a traditional chaturanga, slow up dog, and then back to a down dog. So we've missed out the cat-cows this time, okay? Breathe here for 2 breaths. Beautiful. Center that left foot this time. Take that right leg up to the sky. This time, knee to nose. See if you can touch that nose. Right leg nice and high. Knee to nose. 1 more. Right leg nice and high. Knee to nose. Plant that foot in front of you. Take that left foot down. And then we're going to come into a warrior 1. Try and get your stability first before we come into this warrior 1. So the knife edge of your left foot is pushing into the ground. So you're really actively pushing your left leg into the ground. You're forcing your right toes into the mat. And you're opening up, arms up to the sky, receiving any miracles and blessings that are meant for you. Should they fall down, you are ready to catch them. Taking yourself over to warrior 2, so we're going to open up our feet. Make sure you are in alignment. And apologies, my back is against you. So we're going to hold here in warrior 2 for 2 breaths. Beautiful. Taking that right hand down, taking that left hand down in between that foot, and then pivot that foot right up to the sky, 3-legged dog, and then extend your feet into downward dog. For those who want to go into chaturanga, up dog, back into downward dog. Remember, you've got the option of child's pose here too. Breathe here. Beautiful. Center that right foot this time, extend that left leg to the sky, and then knee to nose, curl it in. Inhale, lift, exhale, knee to nose. Last one, inhale, lift, exhale, knee to nose, look straight forward, plant that foot down, and then drop that back foot, come up when you're nice and stable into warrior 1. So really pushing against that knife edge of the foot, pushing our hips straight forward, opening up our chest. So you should feel this in your calf, in your hamstring, in the right glute. Make sure you're pushing your right glute straight forward and just shift your left hip back. Sometimes your left hip likes to scoot forward too. Transition over to warrior 2 this time. Make sure your feet are in position, nice and steady. So now the knife edge of your foot
is taking the brunt of this, looking over your left fingertips. Nice, strong warrior 2 breaths. Last one, moving that left hand down, framing that front left foot, and if you're ready, you can come into downward dog, or if you wanted to go into plank, chaturanga, and up dog, please do take it. 2 breaths here for down dog. If you wanted to sit into child's pose, you can do so as well. Get your breath back. 1 last breath. Beautiful. Okay, so center your left foot again. Now we're going to raise that right leg up to the sky. And we're going to come all the way in and see if we can get our knee in between those hands. Beautiful. Take it all the way back. And then knee in between those hands. Last one. Lift up. And the knee comes in between our hands. Look straight forward. Plant that right foot. Pivot over to warrior 2 this time. Straight up. Get your breath back, get your bearings, lean forward, and then take it back behind you. So go in for a back stretch, a back bend. But remember, we're not collapsing our spine, we're trying to reach up towards the sky. 2 more breaths here. Pivot over to side bend, so taking that right elbow to the right thigh and lift up to the ceiling. 2 breaths here. For those who want to, take that left hand over to the left ear. For those who want to work a little bit harder, take that bottom hand and reach up. 3 breaths here. So you're really pushing into the thighs, really working the core. And then take that right hand down. So there's a little bit of a transition. You might want to drop that back leg. But for some of you, I want you to take that right hand and then you're going to pivot that leg over to a side plank. But remember, you can come down to your knee and do a side plank variation here too. 3 breaths. Beautiful. Dropping that hand down, dropping the knees down. You've got an option to go straight into child's pose, or you can do the chaturanga, up dog, down dog, or you can come into downward dog, whatever you prefer. 3 breaths here. So everything on the left side this time. Center your right foot, lift that left leg, sweep it through those hands, and then extend up to the sky. Sweep it through those hands, up to the sky. Last one. Sweep it through, plant that right foot, pivot onto the ball of your foot, and come into warrior 2. Is anybody else sweaty right now? Is it just me? Beautiful. Stay here. So we're going to lean forward and then come over behind us into that small back bend. Breathe here for 3 breaths. Remember, you're reaching up to the sky with that left hand. Go into side stretch. So we're going to come elbow down to the thigh and then open up that right arm alongside your ear. So nice long line of energy from your right toe all the way to your right fingertips. Hold here. So remember, you're pushing away from that thigh. We're not collapsing. Engaging the abdominals. If you want to, raise that bottom arm up for 3 breaths. Okay, this is our sneaky transition. Take your left hand down. Take that bottom foot and over to that side plank. But remember, you can drop that knee and come to a modified side plank too, yes? So 3 breaths here. Beautiful. Keep that core nice and strong. Dropping that right hand down. If you want to, take chaturanga, up dog, down dog,
or you can move straight into down dog. And breathe for 3 breaths. Actually, let's drop our knees. Let's drop our knees and come straight into child's pose. We've worked hard here. So let's just breathe here for 3 breaths. Beautiful. Walking those fingertips back. And I'm going to get you to do 2 minutes of free time, playtime. You've done a lot with your arms, you've done a lot with your core. I would suggest you could probably do headstand at this point. You could probably do crow pose. Anything that does like a forearm balance is a really good one. So you can do shoulder stand. So this is the next 2 minutes. We're just going to have a bit of a play. Enjoy your divine feminine essence. The amazing 30 more seconds. So if you are in a inversion, please come down nice and slowly and just get your breath back to a regular state. So just a couple more seconds. So if you're not already on the mat, make your way onto the mat nice and easy. We're going to come to a bridge pose, okay? So make sure your feet are hip distance apart. Your back is pushing down into the mat. So remember your feet, knees and hips are hip distance. And I want you to take those hands alongside your body. So we're really going to push into the ankles and the feet. Forget about the hips, okay? Your hips will naturally rise. So I want you to raise those arms up. As the arms raise up overhead, your feet are pushing into the floor and your hips will naturally raise. Now I don't want you to overextend this bridge position. Drop your lungs, your rib cage down towards your pelvis. So I don't want your ribs to flare out. And then we're gonna lower those arms, lower those hips. Yeah, so let's do that 5 more times. We're going to push into the floor with our heels and our arms naturally raise up overhead and pause. And then exhale, bring those hips back down nice and slowly as the arms come back down alongside the mat. 3 more like this. Inhale and lift. Arms up overhead. Exhale and lower. So focus on the muscles that are actually working today. Focus on the glutes, focus on the hamstrings, the calves, the feet pushing into the ground. So whenever we focus on the muscle, we're instigating that awareness. We're asking it to grow and get stronger just by that focus. Beautiful. Lower down those arms this time. So we're going to keep our hands down. And we're going to lift up our hips instead. So just our hips, hands down onto the mat. For those who want to work a little bit harder, take those shoulders underneath your body. And this is where you can flare up those ribs. So if you want to clasp your left and right hand, open up your back into that bigger back bend, do so. 5 breaths here. Keep those hips high. Two more breaths. Feel those muscles working. Beautiful. Unclasp those hands, lower down those hips, and then just bring those knees in towards your chest and just rock from side to side. Nice and easy. Let's make circles on the ceiling with our knees. Just circle in a clockwise position. And then circle in an anti-clockwise position. So just moving around those hips. Beautiful. Okay, taking both hands over the right shin and extend that left leg out. So we're going to keep the right knee close to our chest and extend that left leg out. So I don't want your feet to be floppy. I want them to be almost like a flex, but not quite. It's almost like you're wearing heels. So it's almost like you're pushing into your toes
but flexing your toes as well. So it's like you're wearing high heels. Keep those both legs active. And this time, transfer those hands underneath the right hamstring this time and flex into the right foot, straight up to the sky. Oh, hello, hamstring. Beautiful. One more breath here. Now bend into that right knee, and if you can, if you've got room beside you, we're going to take that right knee over to the left side and then open up with that right arm. Look over to the right side and breathe. Breathe into this twist. Beautiful. Last breath. Using the core to bring the knee back up to center, and then just swap legs. So you're bringing your left knee in, clasping over your shin, and extend the right leg out. Remember, we're going into that high heel position, so the balls of your feet are flexed, those toes are flexed, and really engage both legs. See if you can relax your shoulders, because even though we're working our legs, our shoulders want to contribute, and it's like, no, just relax. Relax your shoulders, relax your neck. They don't have to do any work right now. They've done a lot of work today. Transferring those hands underneath the left hamstring, the left thigh, wherever you can go. Clasp and flex the foot to the ceiling. Beautiful. 2 more breaths here. Bending that knee, take it over to the right side. Make sure you've got some room and extend that left arm out. Two more breaths here. Using your core, lifting that left leg up, and settle yourself into Shavasana now. So make sure your feet are nice and wide, your arms are open, there's space in between your armpits. Any muscle tension, release it down to the ground. Stay in this laying position. You've worked hard. You've enabled your body to build strength, create some flexibility, mobility, and now allow yourself some grace and thank your body. Thank yourself for coming here to the mat. Allow yourself to simply relax. Take some deeper breaths in through the nose, into the belly. Bring the awareness back into the present moment. Start to wiggle those fingers and those toes. Keeping those eyes closed, just move over to the one side into a fetal position. Take your time, there is no rush. And when you feel ready, come up to a seated position. Keeping those eyes gently closed or staring at a point ahead of you. Let's take 3 breaths here. Your hands are on your knees. Take a deep breath, shoulders up against those ears. And then exhale, release them back and down. Next time you do this, take a sigh as you exhale. So inhale through the nose. And sigh it out. One more inhale. And exhale, sigh. Taking those hands, rubbing them together, generating that heat. Engaging all those sensories. And then taking those hands over those eyes, taking the heat towards your eyes, keeping those eyes closed for a second. And then open those eyes into darkness. Know that whatever you have harvested will eventually come to light, and open those eyes and remove those hands away from your face. Taking those hands into a prayer position. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me and for sharing this opportunity and this experience, allowing me to generate this different class that I wouldn't have done before. So if you did like this, please drop a comment in the box below letting me know what you enjoyed about it the most and if you would like more sessions like these. So thank you so much. If you're not already subscribed, hit the subscribe button, and if you like and comment, that generates more engagement, and YouTube likes engagement, so I can grow my channel and do more stuff like this for free on YouTube. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will speak with you soon. Mwah!